Hey, and welcome back to another episode of Not Another Teacher podcast. I'm your host, Mark Malone, aka the Teacher's PT. Best place to find me is on Instagram. And this week we are looking at boundaries and saying no, which is a tricky subject, but it's probably one of my favorites. And I am going to teach you in this how to set boundaries, like how to set the boundaries so that you can start thriving. Now, I think the biggest thing to remember with boundaries is no one is going to respect your boundaries till you start respecting them as well. Once you start putting things in place and really sticking to those schedules and those routines, no work after 6 p.m. Like no work, like getting up at 6 a.m. to start work. Having set times when you work and when you don't. And if things don't get done in that time, they don't get done. Sure, there might be the odd thing like report or a parents' evening that kind of skew that a bit. But regularly, if you are working like massively out of hours in school, which I know a lot of you are, I know I used to, then something has to change and something has to be fixed with that. And this is what boundaries is going to give you. So the first thing to do is to plan out your week. And I know that sounds silly, but if you are planning out your week and thinking about when you want a push day to be where you work really, really hard, where you want a pull day where you don't work as hard, where you want your gym sessions in, where you're going to prep your food, and you plan everything out, then the beauty of that is you have a grid and you know what you're going to accept and what you're not. And then before you make any choices, look at that grid and think about it. And don't just put it in for time. Think about the days when you are absolutely drained from school. I always joke with food with my clients. I say, when they join, I'm like, on a Saturday morning, when you're planning, you're going to feel amazing. And you're going to end up putting a roast dinner or a homemade lasagna cooked from scratch on a Wednesday night, which you will never make because on a Wednesday, you're going to be tired, you're going to be drained, you're going to be exhausted. So never put it in. If you know Wednesday is your busy day when you're going to be super tired, make your food simple. And it's the same with this. If you know Wednesday is an absolute killer of a day for you, it's always got heavy marking on it, it's always the day you feel drained, don't put your after school club on that day. Don't agree to do any extra projects. Don't agree to any, tutoring. If you do tutoring outside or anything else that's going to affect that, because you know on a Wednesday you need to rest, relax and recover after a tough day. And then there's other days when maybe you've got your PPA, so you know you can have a little bit more flexibility, you're going to have a little bit more energy, and it's going to be better that way. So when you're setting your boundaries, as I say, plan it out and think about the time things are going to take. What is going to be your non-negotiables? Is it going to be that you're going to train twice a week? Is it going to be that you are going to make sure that a Sunday is your food prepping day so the rest of the week is easy? Whatever it is, so that you plan your life around you and give it the balance. Look at when your cutoff time is going to be. And the beauty about that is no one who starts work at 7:30, 8 a.m., which most teachers do, getting into school. No one who starts teaching and working then should be expected to still be working at 6:30 at night. It would never be accepted in any other one. So when you say to someone, oh no, I'm sorry, I can't do that. And they say, why? You say, oh, because I'll have done like a 11-hour day by that point. No one is going to question that. Everyone's going to go, okay, fair enough. And it lets you set those boundaries that you want with school. Another big one for setting your boundaries, for me, is keeping school in school as much as possible. Try and get as much marking as you can done at school so you're not taking books home. Try and get as much planning done in your PPA so you're not doing it at the weekends. Try and have cutoff points. Like, don't have emails on your phone. No thing from school is important enough that you need to be emailed at 9 o'clock at night for a reply that night. If it is, someone in your school has forgot, and you can challenge them on that. When you go in the next morning, did you do that thing for me? When did you send it? 8 o'clock last night. Oh, I don't check my emails after 5. Why? Well, because I'm done with my work for the day and I'm spending time with my family. Oh, can you look at it now? Yeah, it's quite short notice, actually. Did you forget to tell me? Yeah, maybe. You know, it's that panic that they have, but that shouldn't be pushed onto you. So I think that's going to be a big one as well. Setting boundaries around work, looking at it and taking the emails off your phone, not responding to text messages, as I've seen online that some people get text messages off their head, not responding to them. Because at the end of the day, your job is to turn up for the kids, not to be at the beck and call of someone else every time they tug your leash. So hopefully you found that useful with setting boundaries. Tomorrow we're going to look at how to say no, and I'm going to give some real top tips on that. But yeah, if you found this useful, let me know on Instagram. I'm kind of trying to sum these up quite quickly for you so it doesn't eat into your full day, but I do actually have a full training on this as well. It's with Dan, who's Mr. Max Makes Memories online. It's an absolutely amazing webinar, and I will happily send it to anyone listening to this for free so that you can set true boundaries. So if you want, shoot me a message on Instagram. You can have a more detailed one. But yeah, thanks for listening, and tomorrow we will look at how to say no.